I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you so much. Madam Clerk, call the roll, please.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Mayor Burris,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Hoheimer,
Here.
Councilmember Abel,
Here.
Councilmember Hilst, Councilmember Netter,
Here.
Councilmember Fletcher,
Here.
and Councilmember Phillips.
Here.
Having a quorum, we will conduct business. Chair would entertain a motion for the approval of the agenda, please.
Madam Mayor, I move the agenda be approved as presented.
Second. Motion made by Mr. Nutter and second by Ms. Hoheimer. Any questions, comments, or concerns of the agenda? Seeing none, council, take your vote, please. Motion passes 6-0. Chair would now entertain a motion for the approval of the minutes, please, of April 13th, 2026.
Madam Mayor, I move that the approval of minutes for City Council regular meeting minutes of April 13th, 2026 be approved. Second.
Motion made by Mr. Nutter and second by Mr. Abel. Any questions on the minutes of April 13th? Seeing none, council, take your vote, please. Motion passes 6-0. We have now come down to item 5, which is public input. Anyone wishing to have their voice heard, please come to the podium. Make sure that the mic is on, and you have 5 minutes.
Good evening. Matthew
Good
Johnson.
evening.
I want to talk, or I just want to ask a couple questions about 8.2, because I think it goes in line with what I said at the last meeting in the fact that the city has a spending problem. You know, I don't think we really need to be buying a Ford F550 dump truck right now. And the reason primarily is written in the ordinance that is in front of you, at least in the agenda packet, because it says if this ordinance is passed and the purchase goes through, then the city's going to sell the current vehicle to the used market. So let me ask you this: if it's good enough for the used market, why is it not good enough for us anymore? Is the engine losing compression? Is maintenance cost too high? Transmission slipping? Frame cracked? Pinion loose? I wholeheartedly believe the city has a spending problem, and the council is the last line of defense in the spending problem. You proved it last week when you overpurchased for land. And I guess I'm just not happy with that. So I want you to curb the spending for once. Vote this down and just keep using the current vehicle. It's fine. That's all I had for the night. I will close and say that, in case you haven't noticed or heard yet, property tax bills are out there. I'm going to put some figures together and whatnot because I glanced at it, and quite frankly, I don't understand it. And somebody's going to have to sit me down privately and explain it to me like I'm 5. Because I watched the meetings, the tax levy goes up, and it just doesn't make sense when you compare last year to this year. So look for that at the next council meeting, and let's get some answers there because I'm confused. Have a good night.
Good evening. My name is Rex Poggioli. I'd like to speak to this council about infrastructure issues. We've heard for the last couple of months, a lot of issues from different residents about mismanagement, misspending of money, priority changes. And I think some of those priority things have really kind of come to light. Things that are being spent, as the gentleman just spent, and things that are being done at the expense of things that have been forgotten. I guess that's the best way. And one gentleman described a whole list of things that are required by the federal government for our ADA problems for handicapped people. Those are not completed. There's countless maintenance issues in this town that are not completed because those budgets have not been funded properly. I'm here to speak about a maintenance issue that affects me directly. I own a property in Pekin. It's a nice apartment complex. It sits adjacent to a drainage ditch that has been a problem for 25 years since I bought the property. When I bought the property, I thought it could be corrected easily, get some help from the city, try to make something, improve it. Nothing's been done in 25 years. And this is the third city engineer I've been through. I've been here before, but other council. Every time I keep coming here, it's in the springtime when we get flooded, and my property gets flooded. My property is being eroded. I've lost fence line. I'm now about to lose a transformer. None of these things seem to matter because it's not a big ticket item. Nobody's going to get any great kudos for doing some of these mundane maintenance issues. You're not going to get any press for that. What you're going to get is residents' property improved because maintenance is important. If it's not done, it doesn't get better. And that's my problem now. We're getting flooded again. Now, I just had a conversation with your new engineer, and he's kind of moving forward on this. We'll see how that goes. You're moving forward with ideas is not funding and not completing the project. That's a completely different issue because you got to get money on the table here from you guys to do this kind of stuff. You're not going to drop $20,000 or $40,000 without having some kind of reason for doing that. So in the meantime, I'm just trying to remind you the important part of your job really is to serve the community, to serve the residents and the existing businesses that are here, not just the new ones that are going to get you press. The other problem I have here is I get no representation. I don't live in Pekin. I live in Marquette Heights, but I have business here, and I do a lot of business here. And not having representation in a vote is kind of a problem for me because I pay a lot of property taxes. I'm not getting a whole lot from my property taxes. As a matter of fact, nothing from my property taxes. My project sits at the end of a cul-de-sac. It's considered secondary in terms of snow plowing. It's not done. Excuse me, not done. There are 18 families that live there. Now all of a sudden they can't get out unless my private service contractor plows the city street. Now I have a contractor that plows my driveway, my parking lot, and all of that. It doesn't plow the city street. He'll plow his way in to get in, but he's not plowing the street. Now my residents can get out of their parking place, but they can't get down the street. Now it makes no sense to me because the street that tees into that is a major street. Veerman is plowed. It's a city street because the schools are on it. To do that one block cul-de-sac to let those 18 families out seems to be no problem at all. Asking to have that done is like pulling teeth. Well, I'm pretty much done with my conversation. I'd just like you to pay for some attention to the existing infrastructure and maybe make some improvements in that direction. Thank you so much.
Mr. Pajoli, you said 25 years, so I have not been in this position for 25 years. I have 3. I think this is the first I've heard about it, and I will follow up with Mr. Grimm, so thank you.
Well, you have been here before. But when you were first elected, one of the things I brought to you that
I said, I don't remember if you did, yeah.
every single year,
Okay.
practically, for last year I wasn't here. Just about every year when the floods come in the springtime, I'm reminded to come and ask. Well, Mr. Hilst is a wonderful guy. His father lives in my project. He said, be a squeaky hinge, come more often. You know, maybe you'll get some results. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to squeak a little bit more. So I'm squeaking, see if you can't help me out here. Thank you.
I don't know if you guys realize, but today, when we had that pour down, I was driving home on the backside of Edison School, and it was terrible. I mean, it was flooded bad. So anyway, that was one. And then, can you guys explain to us why and what the purpose of is the F-550 for?
Mr. Dossi, wait a second, are we going to answer this? This is her 5 minutes.
So I'll give it up.
We'll discuss it during.
We'll discuss it when it comes
Okay.
up. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else from the public?
Hello, my name is Dave Milam, M-I-L-A-M. I think out of about 5 times speaking, you've got it right once. Not trying to be disrespectful, I just want to get the facts straight. One of the questions I still have is from about 3 council meetings ago, we were going to get some information from the city attorney about the due diligence on the waiting time on the data center. And that's still not been followed through with, and I've not seen it on any agendas. Is that something that we're going to see soon, or
I don't know if you want to answer him. This is his 5 minutes.
you can clock me out for a minute like we do and, talk and give me a credit? I don't have that much to say anyway.
Sure. So the memorandum went to the city council. It did address, it did address the issues of due diligence and otherwise. Obviously, when we write a memorandum to the council, we can't give it to the 32,000 people who live in
I
Pekin.
understand that.
But it did address due diligence and the fact that we are pressing them with regards to their due diligence and basically putting them in a position where they need to make a decision. I will not say how we want the decision to go off, which I'm sure you're a businessman, so you understand.
Understand where you're at.
You understand where I'm headed.
Yep.
And so, but I can't issue, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but you're one of the residents of the city, right?
No,
No.
I don't even live in the
Oh
city.
my
It's
gosh.
right, it's right next to my property.
Okay. Yeah, I thought you lived in the city, okay. I can't issue a memorandum to the 32,000 people to the
No,
city.
I understand that.
So it goes to the board. But no, the memorandum was out, it was 2 days late, and honestly, it was because of my illness, I was pretty
No,
sick.
that's fine.
And, but no, it's out, and it is,
Is that public for me to find out somewhere then, or
and I
not?
believe we mentioned, it escapes me right now, and I can tell you at the next board meeting, because that's the way the cycle works, whether it was a confidential memorandum.
It was.
It was.
That's why nobody,
that's
none of
why-
us have,
Okay.
We just don't
So
really want it to
responded.
go out.
it's
If-
confidential.
We did do the public presentation the week before, if you recall.
Yeah, I've
And
been
there
at
was a-
all of them except for the last one. I was
Oh, I know, yeah.
out of state.
And we did a PowerPoint presentation, which I think took about 20 minutes.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah, and we wanted to go through pretty comprehensively with regards to the status. And again, what's probably most relevant to you, if I may, is where we're at right now. And that is we are pressing them to make a decision in light of the evolving, let's say, circumstances with regards to data centers, both nationally
Sure.
and regionally and statewide.
Right.
And I will not get into
No, we don't
the
have to.
details, but
I
you-
think everybody's seeing all that.
Yeah.
I just knew it had not been addressed as we said it was,
No, it was. The memo was out, though. I mean, I think the
It
board
was.
all
but
got
we
it.
didn't talk about it here because it was private. Is that?
That's correct.
It was,
That's
so it was in undisclosed situation then, or whatever you guys call it when you talk privately after hours and
Well,
stuff?
Yes, but no. There's also an issue of attorney-client privilege. So if I go into the reasoning behind due diligence or what I think is going to happen with a contract or why we go in there, if I give it to you and not to the control group, then any privilege that I would have with that or any subsequent conversations after that would be blown. So then if, let's say, any purchaser of property, because I don't want to talk about specifics, comes back on that, the privilege would be blown. And I know you're a sophisticated businessman. The last thing you want to do is have a lawyer lose his privilege. And you understand that.
Okay.
Now, if you have general questions with regards to contracts, I'm more than happy to answer them while we're here, Mayor, Council, if that's okay.
Well, how much more time is left on there to make a decision is my main question.
They,
That's- should be
they
open.
have up to 11 months,
11 months.
and they'd have to post additional due diligence money to go forward.
Okay.
When does the 11 months start?
I think that's today. I think that's from today. I will say that they have not, I think this is a fair thing to say, they have not made zoning application.
And how much time frame do they have on that?
They have to do it, I think, 3 months beforehand, right? I think it's, I don't want to misspeak. We'll come back with this information in 2 weeks, but a number of months beforehand. And then as Nick, who's great, will tell you, there's even a lag time before that because there's posting requirements and everything like that. So they have not filed. Quite frankly, I think it's fair to say that anyone who works in municipal governance, whether from the attorney or the staff side, would like to see a filing in any development matter as soon as possible, because it's a binary. It either passes, can we go a little bit over?
Well, I'm going to give him back 4 minutes, so go ahead.
Sure.
I appreciate that, thank you.
And so we want to see a filing, because then it's binary, right? It's either goes forward or it
I
doesn't.
understand all that.
You know,
And,
okay.
and that's, I guess what, here's my honest reason. Obviously,
Sure.
we've talked about all the resources. I mean, and you guys obviously found out a lot of stuff like I did when I started doing the paperwork and looking into it. I understand the financial. I understand the financial of buying a $750,000 or $250,000 new dump truck. I'm in business. I don't go buy a brand new one. You know what I buy? I look for your used ones behind the scenes because I can't afford one, because I can't raise this customer's prices to cover my expenses on it. And again, I'm not trying to get off the path here, but I'm saying as a business person, I would like to invest in my new tree farm that I moved out to the country that is not in the city of Pekin, that is next to a data center possibly. And you know what I'm not doing is I'm not putting up a $250,000 new building I was gonna put up because I'm afraid to, because I will lose my appreciation in the property if I do, and they build a data center that is next to the situation, so you can understand my situation too. I just need some clarity if, hey, we're definitely done with this thing. I understand that you have due diligence and time that you have to give them, but I would love to hear some stuff so that I can know if I should invest any more money in a piece of property that I'm afraid I'm gonna lose my butt on, just like the rest of the people in the housing market right now. And again, I'm not trying to get into a debate or be disrespectful. No, I'm just saying I didn't mean to get off the path,
Yeah.
but I'm sitting here not
it's your
knowing
time.
what's going on.
I get it.
And that's where I'm at.
We're trying to walk gently on all of this. I guess that I can say
And that's
that.
fair enough, and
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
read between the lines.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's what I assumed. So, but I just knew we were gonna try to address this back meetings ago.
Mhm.
And-
And to tell you, I know I'm taking up your time. It's probably personal, but I'm sorry, he was in the hospital for almost a month.
Okay, I'm
Yeah,
sorry to hear that.
No, it
I
happens.
apologize.
I'm here now, right?
Yeah,
Better
you
to be
look healthy,
seen than
so-
viewed,
He
right?
looks a little
Sorry.
better than he did the
Yeah,
last two
yeah,
meetings.
Good, so sorry to hear that, and again, it's not, like I said, I'm not attacking anybody here.
We appreciate
You've got to
that.
understand, is I went
You're a
through a lot of
businessman.
work to move that house out there for a specific reason, and then this was dumped on me. You think I'm happy about it? Then I
sure.
found out about the resources that it uses, and it scared me even more, which it should scare all of us. So again, we don't need to rehash all
All right,
that.
thank you.
I just wanted to mention that, and you were going to say one more thing?
Can I address one point?
We got-
One thing, sir, and again, I am not advocating for or against, it's not my position, right? The law's the law. I will say this, that if they make an application, that there will be public comment. And I think it's super important, and I think the board wants as many people to come out and express their feelings and their voice about this thing as they come through, including the neighboring property owners. And so to be able to come out and say that this is what I think, and I am uniquely situated to be able to comment on this, please, the notice, I have a funny hunch it'll get out there very fast when they do apply, and there will be public notice. But
Okay.
I think the city, and I think it's fair to say on behalf of the mayor and the manager, that the city wants as much public participation on this as possible.
Absolutely.
And you all agree on that, correct? I appreciate just knowing that. That's what everybody's asking for, is for some, please, I know you can only do so much right now. I could read between the lines, because I've written a few contracts before.
You get
But
it.
I understand, but it just, if we could put some, what do they call that, Egyptian writings on the wall or something, so we could start to figure this out? I'm just scared, and I don't want to invest any more money.
You know what?
Fair enough?
You know what?
Hieroglyphics, I think is the word you're
this-
looking for.
Hieroglyphics. See,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just a lowly landscaper here. I don't know stuff like that.
I think this whole room, it's fear. You just said you're scared. I think the whole room is fearful of what is to come, how it's going to, everything. We get it.
And the last thing, I'll take my last 7 seconds. I've been in business my whole life, since I was 17 years old. I was mowing yards when I was 15. This is a lot of work to put up with a lot of crap that people give you. That's mostly keyboard pushers that don't come down in the storms, that don't come down, that aren't living next to it. But they care about our city, and that's all I think they all want is some clarity at this point. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Seeing no other, public input is now closed. We have now come down to consent agenda, item number 6. Chair would entertain a motion, please.
Madam Mayor, I request that the following consent agenda items be approved. 6.1, financial reports through March 31st of 2026. 6.2, accounts payable paid proof list through April 17th, 2026. The 6.3, the Pekin Police Department monthly statistics for March of 2026. 6.4, proclamation for the 57th Annual Municipal Clerks Week. 6.5, receive and file fiscal year 2027 bids for code enforcement, dangerous and vacant building board up and securement. 6.6, receive and file fiscal year 2027 bids for code enforcement, mowing, and abatement services. 6.7, receive and file 2026-2027 bids for sidewalk improvement. And finally, 6.8, receive and file 2026-2027 bids for CDBG sidewalk improvements be approved.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Nutter and second by Ms. Hoheimer. Any questions, comments, concerns of the consent agenda? Seeing none, council, take your vote, please. Motion passes 6-0. We have now come down to public hearing. The Community Development Block Grant Program, year 2026-2027, Annual Action Plan. It being 553 for the clerk's records. Mr. Vasselli, do I open it up to public comment first, or?
Presentation first, Mayor,
All
and then
right.
public comment.
Mr. Dossi?
Thank you, Mayor. I'm going to go ahead and pass this back to Josh, since this is his department now.
Mr. Ray?
Thank you, Mayor. On an annual basis, the city has to put together, approve, and submit to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development an annual action plan in order to be eligible for our annual entitlement allotment, which we projected when we did our 5-year plan last year, that would be approximately $430,000 annually. In the upcoming program year, which aligns with our fiscal year, we expect to receive $434,767 in new funding, and we estimate somewhere around $2,000 of program income, which comes from generally old housing rehabilitation loans being paid back. So in the 2026 draft annual action plan, as shown in the packet, there's $65,000 for program administration, which is capped at a certain level by HUD. There's $65,000 going towards our police department social worker program. Public services like that are also capped by HUD. That's the maximum amount we can put towards a program like that. $46,000 is estimated to go towards our Section 108 loan repayments for several years ago when we purchased a fire apparatus. $200,000 towards the what I'll call installment purchase of a new fire apparatus that will be arriving within the next 3 to 4 years, I believe it is. And then the balance every year we had planned to spend on public sidewalk rehabilitation, which for this program year is $60,767. So as a part of the inception, the creation of the concept of the annual action plan, we are required to hold a public input process. The city's established public input process that is approved by HUD for this plan includes a 30-day public comment period. That public comment period was posted on the city website and in the newspaper and began on April 17th. It will go through May 18th. During the public comment period, we are to hold one public hearing, which we're doing right now. And then at any time during the public comment period, anybody can submit written public input via email, letter. They can contact me, and we have a draft plan up at the front desk in case anybody wants to come in and see it, if they would rather do that than electronically. So again, at this point, this plan does have to fit within our 5-year plan that was established about a year ago. Any material changes from that, and we have to do a whole amendment process to that 5-year plan and get approval from HUD. So really, unless there's some pending need that the public or the city council identifies that the plan needs to change, we would generally just follow that 5-year plan as we create each annual plan. If there's any questions, I'm happy to answer. Otherwise, we just need to collect any public input today. I will record that as part of the plan documents themselves that get submitted to HUD. And then after the public period ends, there'll be an official action for council to take at the following meeting, that second meeting in May, before we submit to HUD.
Okay. Any questions from the audience?
I have a question right off the bat. You mentioned a number of $60,000 for sidewalk renovations. How much of a backlog of sidewalk renovations is present? And what does a $60,000 a year annual budget accomplish? Are you going to accomplish this in a certain amount of time? Or is this just a downward spiral? There's going to be more damage and less improvements, and you're not going to really get anywhere with that. Does that need improve? Do you need more money in the budget for that to really solve the problem?
So I just want to be clear, this program is not the only sidewalk funding in the city.
Okay,
This is
gotcha.
just 60,000. I know in one of I think it's the Court Street TIF district, in the upcoming fiscal year, there's 250,000. In the capital projects fund, there's another 250,000 that are supposed to go towards or plan to go towards sidewalk renovations. Our city engineer could perhaps tell you how far $60,000 tends to go. But the point is, this is all of the funding that we would have available in the plan to put towards above and beyond what the city is doing with sidewalks. So it's cherry on top of all the other funding that the city is putting towards sidewalks.
Okay, and clarify for a minute. Most of the other sidewalk improvements is commercial. Is this going to be are this sidewalk improvements more or less towards residential improvements for urban development? That's kind of.
So the exact location of the sidewalks is yet to be determined. You'll see tonight, there's an action item for last year's allotment of sidewalk funding to be awarded to a construction company to do the work. City engineer, public works director, I mean, they decide based on the long list of priorities that we have where the money's actually going to go. For the CDBG funding, it does need to be spent within a low to moderate income area, which is defined by census tracts.
I understand the limitations of the
Yep.
of the agreement. I do. Thank you so much.
Anyone else from public?
Hi, Adam Rogers. I was just curious, you mentioned some funding for HUD in Section 8. Did you?
No, it's not Section 8, Section 108.
Oh, 108.
Which is
I
a
misheard.
different part of the code that has to do with repaying loans that we had on prior HUD funding.
Gotcha. I misheard what you said. That's my fault.
No problem.
Thank you. It's being 6 o'clock, straight up. Public hearing is now closed, correct? Or wait a minute, do council have any questions? I'm sorry. Still 6 p.m. Public hearing is now closed. Thank you. We have now come down to new business. Chair would entertain a motion for 8.1, please.
Madam Mayor, I move that Resolution number 416-25/26, amending the fiscal year 2027 tourism event sponsorship to provide additional funding for the cruise-in on the River City Show hosted by Roger Brothers and be approved.
Second.
Motion made by Ms. Hoheimer and second by Mr. Abel. Any questions? Or Mr. Dossi, do you want to say anything, or?
Yeah, I have no questions.
Okay. Any questions from council?
I can just
Yeah.
quickly present.
Sure.
After the last council meeting, several council members did reach out to us and wanted this agenda item brought back up. I think there was a misunderstanding, I think some council wanted individual items brought back, but then that was going to add roughly 17 more items individually to the agenda. And I think there was just a miscommunication. If you wanted to change something, pull that item off.
Yeah, we appreciate
Off the
that.
agenda and go forward. So we did bring this back with what kind of a concept of what was asked for. So if council wants to change it or amend it accordingly, that's your prerogative.
Okay. I think we all heard from Mr. Brotherton last time. Is there any questions from council? Council, take your vote, please. Motion passes 6-0. Once again, thank you, Mr. Brotherton, for all that you have done for beautifying our city. Appreciate it. Would you like to say something?
First of all, thank you for the support. We did have a couple of responses back. We've got several other communities coming, and I did extend an invitation to the Peoria honor flight, and they graciously accepted. So they're going to be there.
Nice.
So we're going to try to support them as much as we can on the
Appreciate
event.
that.
So that was a neat thing. This last weekend also, while we were down there working, preparing for this event, which is going to be a pretty large event, there was a gentleman stopped, lifelong resident of Pekin, Illinois, World War II veteran. He was 99 years old, and he come up and started talking to me, and the property that we were working on, he actually grew up there. So we spent quite a bit of time together. It was very enjoyable. He's going to be at the car show, but it was very interesting to talk to him because he knew all the history down there. And his dad was a commercial fisherman. He used to walk over the hill down to a wooden boat, and they would redo the nets every night. The kids, there was 7 of them in the family. But it was just a really good story, and he will be there. But and real quickly here, we started a project today. We're going to have an eagle display down there on the river. We've got a tree up. I've got the artist started today on the nest, and we're going to have an eagle facing the river there and behind off of Cynthiana. So that'll be something to look forward to seeing.
Very cool.
But other than that, thank you very much for your support. and I
Thank
hope
you.
all
We
of can
appreciate
make it
everything.
To the event.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Chair would now entertain a motion for 8.2, please.
Madam Mayor, I move that resolution number 417-25/26, authorizing the purchase of a Ford F-550 truck from Morrow Brothers Ford be approved.
Motion made by Ms. Hoheimer and second by Ms. Phillips. Mr. Dossi.
Thank you, Mayor. I know there's a lot of questions on this. And this goes back, not this past budget cycle where we met, but the previous one. Not all council that's sitting up here now were here for that, but if you recall, pictures, things were submitted at that time. There was a lot of discussion about trying to get on a rotation with replacing some of the vehicles in the Public Works or Street Department. This is one of those vehicles that we have been working, to replace. Josh does have a little bit of information. I think there was an issue with the floor rusting through. There was an issue with the transmission slipping. He can speak a little bit more in detail on that, as he was in communication with Simon. As far as the thought process behind the vehicle being sold as a used vehicle, the reality of it is, we put those out like on Gov Deals, and people bid on those. We did the same thing back in the day when we purchased and owned the police cars. The cars were not in necessarily good shape, but people would buy them. There's mechanics and things out there that rehab them, bring them back to life, or they strip them down for parts, or whatever the situation is. So we do try to recoup some money on it. It's not necessarily, it's still good enough to drive. Safety is our first thing that we look for our staff and our employees. So putting them in the safe vehicles to drive is of course of importance to us. And I'll let Josh speak a little bit more. I think he might have a little bit more information on the truck that is being replaced.
Mr. Ray?
I don't have significantly more information. I just know that I had reached out to Public Works Director Simon Grimm about this, and he noted that the floor in the cab is rotted out. The transmission is constantly slipping. It's always in the shop having to try to get reworked on. And the bed of the truck has significant rust issues. If you'll remember the pictures from the capital plan, I want to say last budget cycle, things were falling out of the bed because there's cracks along the side of it. So material is just falling out of the bed onto the road and everywhere. So I mean, it's not like it's just got, 50,000 miles on it and we're trying to trade up. It's one of those 4 or 5 vehicles that is in significant disrepair, and we don't expect to get a lot out of it at auction, but whatever we do get, we'll hope.
I can't remember what year is that.
For some reason, 2007 sticks in my head, but I can't be sure about that.
That's what I thought I was.
If you haven't been down there, that's been the issue. We have a lot of
I've seen it, yeah.
vehicles that are 20 years old, that we've been trying to replace.
Get in a
at least
cycle.
one on an annual basis.
We did get rid of the one with the hole in the bed, didn't we? We already got rid of that one.
Well, there was more than one, but
There's
Yeah.
more than one.
yeah. Yes, yeah.
These are the issues being addressed. We're not looking to purchase new vehicles just to have a new vehicle out there. If you've been down there, and that's why it was important when we went through the budget, we had all the pictures of the vehicles that we were trying to put a plan in place to start replacing them. And this is one of those vehicles that we're trying to get done on this current budget cycle.
So when they are put out for bid, like on that Gov thing, do you have any idea, like, what do you get, like $500 for them, $1,000?
You don't know.
You don't know.
We had police cars I didn't think would bring $100, and, they would bring a decent amount, simply because we have a decent maintenance plan. So they try to do that, but sometimes, who knows what the person is buying it for.
Right.
It could simply be for parts. So
Parts.
if they could get it for $100, that's what they want to get it for.
Okay.
Thank you. Anyone else on council?
Yes.
Mr. Nutter?
So I went through the consent agenda and I only saw one bid from Morrow Brothers. Previously, we've got another fleet contractor that is involved with trucks like this. I'm just curious, why was Writing not included, or were they?
Sourcewell, so it's.
Now, hold on. We've done that before with Sourcewell, but we also challenged the price and went to Writing, and I believe Writing the last time, maybe not the last time, time before, was like $10,000 cheaper on a vehicle. So my question is, if we got fleet vehicles that we're going to order, I understand the Sourcewell side, thoroughly understand that. But we'd be remiss if we didn't go to another fleet individual just to compare, are we on target or not?
I'm not aware of the Writing. I know Koenig is the outfitter.
That's just the outfitter, I mean.
It's the outfitter, that's what I've been aware of, and it's the place out of Morton is who we were, or.
Central States is another one.
But that's an outfit.
Anyway, my question is, should we go out and consider just tabling this till we get a bid from Writing? On this one, I'm, like I do on all the stuff that's for the street department, I abstain for the reason that I have a family member that works there. But if we could just, even if it's a phone call, and I don't know if Simon may have just even made a phone call to him, I'm not sure. But when only one bid comes in for the amount of money we're gonna spend, I think we need to look further. Thank you.
And I don't disagree. The only issue you're going to create is a budget issue because it wasn't budgeted in the new budget that starts May 1st.
Well, I have a comment about that. Why did we wait so long to do it? That truck has been rusted out, and I can't even believe it was even on the road.
He was kind of getting them one at a time, searching on the pricing, so.
Well, here we are at the last minute. Sorry, not an urgency on my part.
Okay.
Mr. Fletcher, did you, no? Any other council?
Mayor, I did confirm it's a 2003 with over 140,000 miles on it.
2003, 140. Thank you. Does that answer you're good with that? Okay.
I'm sorry, who did you say
Sorry.
actually got the bids together?
Sourcewell, it's a state bid, basically.
Okay, so on our staff, who was,
Public Works Director
Public
Simon
Works
Gray.
Director, I'm
and he's
sorry.
not here?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? I'm sorry, I didn't see you wanting something. Council, take your vote, please. Motion passes 4-1, with one abstain, sorry. I caught myself, Dave. Chair would now entertain a motion for 8.3, please.
Madam Mayor, I move that resolution number 418-25/26 approving fiscal year 2027 motor fuel tax MFT maintenance plan be approved.
Second.
Motion made by Ms. Hoheimer and second by Mr. Abel. Once again, Mr. Dossi.
Thank you, Mayor. This is simply the resolution of the estimate that's required by IDOT to authorize the motor fuel funds to be utilized for general maintenance programs. I'll just leave it at that. I think it's there, self-explanatory, and Justin Reese is available for some questions if you have any.
Okay. Any questions from council? Or Mr. Reese, is there something you would like to share?
No, Mr. Dossi covered it.
Okay, thank you. Council?
Just one question. In the discussions we had, is our option to start this process earlier, Justin, to get it in the sequence of IDOT? So here we are in April. Should we be starting it January in a calendar year versus a fiscal year to bump it up? Because if what I understand, it may be late summer, early fall, possibly before we even bid any of this. Is that correct?
That is correct. So city has historically kept their MFT on a calendar or on a fiscal year program because at least in the last 5 years or so, we've used that money to support larger capital projects. It seems the direction now is to move more back towards using the money for general maintenance type projects, which typically works better if we move that to a calendar year, so that in like December, January, February, we're getting these things approved so that, April, May time, we can have them bid versus approving them in May and doing the work in, say, July, August, September. So if, if this program here, we can try to close that out and get a council action in like November or December to move to a calendar year program. So we'll have a short MFT year now, if that's the direction council wants to go. And then next year, we can be on a calendar year instead of a fiscal year.
More efficient.
Certainly, if you're going to do general maintenance programs, it's more efficient to be on a calendar year.
Okay, thank you.
Any other council? Council, take your vote, please. Motion passes 6-0. Chair would now entertain a motion for 8.4, please.
Madam Mayor, I move that resolution number 419-25/26 authorizing the purchase of 500 recycling carts be approved.
Second.
Motion made by Ms. Hoheimer and second by Ms. Phillips. Mr. Dossi?
Thank you, Mayor. With the rush of people who have been asking for the cans,
Yeah.
we are in need to order 500 more to meet that demand. It seems to be slowing down, so I think we're right where we need to be on this right now. They did, when we came back, offer us a discount, and they're going to date it back to the initial 1,000 that we ordered.
Excellent. Thank you very much. We appreciate hearing that. Any questions from council? Council, take your vote, please. Motion passes 6-0. Chair would now entertain a motion for 8.5, please.
Madam Mayor, I move resolution number 420-25/26, approving a change order with Autobahn for Court Street Improvement Project be approved.
Motion made by Mr. Fletcher and second by Ms. Hoheimer. Mr. Dossi.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm going to ask Justin to go ahead and speak on this. This is in regard to some of the work that they're doing with ADA ramps and everything.
Mr. Reese.
Thank you. So this is, some of the council members had came forth wanting to know what the project limits were on the Court Street project and whether it included the additional piece of Park Avenue between Court and 14th and from 14th, from Park Avenue back up to Court. And that was not part of the original limits of the project. The project was, when it was awarded to Autobahn for about $9.586 million, it was just the Court Street and then around the radiuses. So there was a unit price contract that we evaluated with the contractor, and they've agreed to hold their unit prices should council direct that additional work to be done. Certainly would be the most cost effective to do it now. So it would be about a 2-inch mill and overlay of those additional sections, plus the associated ramps that would need to be done at the intersections. And then the curb is in very poor condition on the north side of Park Avenue between 14th and Court. So we would cut a new curb in that's very wide in there, so to save costs, we'd bring that in a bit, cut the new curb in so we could fit a 6-foot sidewalk out there to be compliant. So we believe that work can be done for under $400,000 and would just field engineer it, do the field layout and design with the contractor, and then they're happy to hold their unit prices. So those are the unit prices we used in that evaluation.
Okay. Any questions from council?
Memory jogger. Does it go all the way through the intersection?
Yeah, I think we take it around the radiuses at 14th in, both all 4 directions, but 2 of the directions are going to go all the way back up to Court. And then just a little bit around the intersection, I believe that's Garden, and get those ramps done as well.
Okay, thank you. And thank you for the work on this, too.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I want to say daily, well, maybe not today because of the rain, but daily you can see the improvement on Court Street, and the curbing and sidewalks are really great. Can't thank everyone enough. Yes, Mr. Abel.
All of us that do drive that a lot, that intersection, thanks for getting that fixed. I think the ramps, being so close to the park, whether it be Marigold Festival or just weekends, as the weather's getting better, the ramps will be much appreciated.
Oh, yeah.
I see a lot of people, wheelchairs, walkers out there too, so. Strollers. Yes, strollers, definitely. Thank you.
Appreciate that. Thank you. Council, take your vote, please. Motion passes 6-0. Chair would entertain a motion for 8.6, please.
Madam Mayor, I move that resolution number 421-25/26, awarding contract for dangerous building services to CMT Excavating Incorporated be approved.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Fletcher and second by Mr. Abel. Mr. Dossi?
Thank you, Mayor. This is exactly what the agenda item indicates. It's awarding to CMT Excavating for the board ups and other services as they pertain to dangerous buildings within the city of Pekin. I'll have Chief Rainey speak a little bit more if council has questions.
Okay. Chief Rainey?
No, I think it's pretty self-explanatory. This is a service that we use only when we need to. on dangerous buildings. We have a lot of processes in place for cost savings, and so we utilize this service as little as possible, but there are times where we need buildings boarded up to secure them. And this was a competitive bid process, and after thoroughly reviewing the bids, we believe that CMT is the best for this project.
Thank you. Any council? Council, take your vote, please. Motion passes 6-0. Chair would now entertain a motion for 8.7, please.
Madam Mayor, I move resolution number 422-25/26, awarding contract for code enforcement mowing and brush cleaning actions and abatements to Jimax Landscaping LLC be approved.
Motion made by Mr. Fletcher and second by Ms. Hoheimer. Mr. Dossi.
Thank you, Mayor. Again, this is pretty self-explanatory. It's just a contract recommending Jimax Landscaping for the mowing and brush clearing for the code enforcement items they call in. Chief Rainey's available for any questions.
Chief Raney?
Yes, so this is just service when we have citizens or businesses that don't take care of their property, usually with mowing and cleanup, then we have to utilize this property, and we have a system in place to try to recoup those costs. But this, we do unfortunately use this a lot more than the boarding up the buildings. So we use these when we do search warrants on properties for cleanups and certain things like that. So this was also a competitive bid.
Thank you. Council? Seeing none, council, take your vote, please. Motion passes 6-0. Chair would now entertain a motion for 8.8, please.
Madam Mayor, I move resolution number 423-25/26, awarding bid for 2026 through 2027 sidewalk improvements project to Merck Construction be approved.
Motion made by Mr. Fletcher and second by Ms. Phillips. Mr. Dossi.
Thank you, Mayor. This is for the sidewalk improvement projects being awarded to Merck Construction. They've been doing a lot of the ADA and sidewalk repair off of contract for the last couple of years. They once again won the bid on this, and Justin Reese can answer some questions if council has any.
Any council? Council, take your vote, please. Motion passes 6-0. Chair would now entertain a motion for 8.9, please.
Madam Mayor, I move that resolution number 424-25/26, awarding bid for 2026-2027 Community Development Block Grant CDBG Sidewalk Improvements Project to Merck Construction.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Abel and second by Ms. Phillips. Once again, Mr. Dossi.
Thank you, Mayor. Again, this is Merck Construction won the bid on this, and it pertains to the CDBG eligible areas.
Any questions or concerns from council?
I have one.
Mr.
So in
Nutter?
the presentation, Josh, there are 60,000 allocated, but yet this says 200,000. Where are we making up the difference?
So the allocation from last year, which was 109,000, is included in this. Like, we got the approval last year to spend that money.
To do it for 26.
Yeah, and we once we have federal dollars allocated through CDBG, we have so many years to spend it.
Okay.
So rather than necessarily do a bunch of small projects every year, more efficient, do one bid for the next 2 years worth of projects.
Okay.
So this includes last year's, this year's, and then potentially next year's allocation as well, which we would expect to see somewhere around $60,000.
Okay. Thank you for that clarification. Just wanted to make sure. Okay.
Any other questions? Council, take your vote, please. Motion passes 6-0. Chair would now entertain a motion for 8.10, please.
Madam Mayor, I move that resolution number 425-25/26, approving invoice for fiscal year 2027 annual renewal for Civic Clerk agenda and meeting management software with Civic Plus LLC be approved.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Abel and second by Ms. Hoheimer. Mr. Dossi.
Thank you, Mayor. Civic Plus is the software that's actually running the meeting tonight that everybody sees on TV at home, records all the agenda items and everything. So the requested amount is $25,541.56 in fiscal year 27. It's a contractual amount, and staff would recommend approval.
Thank you. Any questions from council? Council, take your vote, please. Motion passes 6-0. Chair would now entertain a motion for 8.11, please.
Madam Mayor, I move that resolution number 426/25/26, authorizing emergency procurement for stormwater improvement project near Ashwood Lane be approved.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Abel and second by Ms. Hoheimer. Once again, Mr. Dossi.
Thank you, Mayor. Justin, correct me if I'm wrong on this. I know we talked about this towards the end of last week. The creek bed east of the Ashwood Lane is eroding significantly. It's exposed to natural gas main that seems to be collapsing under weight. What we're doing is we're putting the authorization to spend money in the event there becomes a danger, a gas leak or something else. But in the meantime, I think the gas company and they're trying to sort out whose responsibility it is. What we're doing is we're putting something in place if it is to go wrong, that we have the authority to spend the money in an emergency situation.
Okay.
We're not there yet, but that'd be my luck.
You're trying to be proactive instead of reacting. Thank you. Appreciate that. Any questions from council? Ms. Hoheimer, did you have something? Oh, sorry.
Just a comment, again, Mr. Reese, thank you. That would be Justin Reese, not Trent Reese.
I saw that, Trent.
Yeah. But this is maybe a long-term fix, but I appreciate all the efforts you've gone back to Ameren and everything else. But as we move upstream, coming up with a plan on how to fix the problem. So, thank you.
Seeing no one else, council, take your vote, please. Motion passes 6-0. Chair would now entertain a motion for 8.12, please.
Madam Mayor, I move that ordinance number 4394-25/26, approving a First Amendment to the fiscal year 2027 annual budget be approved.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Abel and second by Ms. Phillips. Mr. Dossi.
Mayor, I'm going to have Josh go ahead and talk about this. This is part of the CSO project, which we discussed with council, the $3 million issue that was there, as well as a Court Street change order of the $400,000. So I'll let him explain it a little bit further.
Okay, Mr. Ray.
Thank you, Mayor. As Manager Dossi said, there's two parts to this budget amendment. The first will be dealt with in the next agenda item more specifically, but this provides the budget in order to account for the next council action should you approve it. Again, we're adding $3 million of revenue and $3 million of spend to the same fund, net zero change to the budget. The second action, I apologize, I didn't get the agenda in quite the right order. It's my fault, not the clerk's. That the $400,000 that was previously approved in an action item is also included here so that we have the budget authority to actually spend it.
Is that all? Any questions from council? Council, take your vote, please. Motion passes 6-0. Chair would entertain a motion for 813, please.
Madam Mayor, I move that we adopt ordinance number 4395-25/26, approving additional spending authority for the combined sewer outflow CSO project and authorizing the city manager to enter into a modified loan agreement with the Illinois Environmental Protection Agency for the CSO project.
Second?
Motion made by Ms. Phillips and second by Mr. Abel. Mr. Dossi.
Thank you, Mayor. As we discussed with council, to make you aware of this issue that was in front of us currently, there's a $3 million additional spend being asked for on this. Doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to spend the entire $3 million, but the initial contingency that was approved for this CSO project has been met based on things that they encountered underground that, you know, they don't know. You don't know what you don't know until they dig into the ground and they find the issues. They've addressed those. But the big issue is the transmission line towers that are up by the river park, right down by the boat ramps, where they have to do some shoring and some tunneling so as they don't disturb the land in a way that would cause those towers to cave in. So that's what this in essence is for. We believe we can add it, or we've been told that we can add it in at the end of the project onto this loan, and it would be what that dollar amount is. Right now, that's what we know exists, but the rest of it is to kind of cover some other contingencies that may be unearthed or we may discover along that process as we discussed. Justin can explain it probably a little bit better in engineering terms if you want to go there, but that's in essence what this is.
Does anyone have any questions for Mr. Reese? Are we good with that? Yeah, that's kind of what I thought too. Council, have any other questions? Council, take your vote, please. I'm sure he would have went on and explained it very thoroughly. Thank you. Motion passes 6-0. Chair would entertain a motion for 814, please.
Madam Mayor, before I move item 8.14, I would like to note that there's a typo, and I will read this with the typo corrected.
Thank you.
Madam Mayor, I move that we adopt ordinance number 4396-2526, approving a tax increment financing TIF redevelopment agreement with Jennings Real Estate Holdings for the renovation of 2808-2816 Court Street.
Motion made by Ms. Phillips and second by Ms. Hoheimer. Mr. Dossi.
Mayor, I'm going to have Josh go ahead and present this.
Okay, Mr. Ray.
Thank you, Mayor. Dr. Jennings intends to remodel the building at 2808 through 2816 Court Street for a new dentist office and is seeking TIF assistance to reimburse for eligible project expenses. This would be via property tax rebate, so not an upfront grant, not a loan, but as the property is renovated and as the new assessment comes out, property taxes increase, she will receive 50% rebate on the increase that her project causes. So the city's out no dollars. And in fact, after her project is done, the city will get 50% for the period of time until the project is repaid back or until the TIF ends. And then it's just on the tax rolls forever with the higher amount. So staff recommends approval of this ordinance. Happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Questions from council?
Josh, I know we talked today after reading this thing, so it's for the dental office only as stated, or is it gonna be if she decides to remodel the other two PIN numbers? Is it combined, is it separate?
So it's for the, excuse me. Let me just verify in the text of the agreement, but it should be for the whole structure, not just one unit of it or 2 units of it. It'd be eligible for the entire structure. Now, what she actually spends it on and what she turns in is, what is up to her.
But the original is the remodel for the dental. From what I understand, reading this, or is the remodel for the other two, must be me.
I keep hearing something, sorry. Yeah, it is.
Dr. Jennings is here if you'd like to.
Anybody got any dental work? Yeah. So,
Not just your dentist office, is what, yeah, yeah.
so you're gonna go into, forgive me, Edwards and the other company that's down there, a healthcare company or what, I forget what's there.
So there's Rural Logistics right now and Edward Jones right now. And
Okay.
I'm not gonna be doing any improvements on the inside of those buildings, but the whole exterior.
Exterior, you're gonna,
All going to be changed and huge facelift. There's also 2 other tenants, so hopefully bringing more businesses in as well, so.
that explains the 3 individual
numbers.
PIN numbers then, because you're gonna do the outside, the inside of the dental thing you're actually doing, which I know is under construction. So that definitely clarifies what it is.
Well,
So,
I love hearing that. Thank you so much for giving back to Pekin. Thank you. You're good? Yeah. Okay. Any other questions from council? Council, take your vote, please. Motion passes 6-0. Chair would now entertain a motion for 815, please.
Madam Mayor, I move that we adopt ordinance number 4397-2526, amending Pekin City Code Section 7-1-5, Hotel Motel Transient Rental Unit Tax, to allow use of revenues for any municipal purpose.
Motion made by Ms. Phillips and second by Ms. Hoheimer. Mr. Dossi.
Thank you, Mayor. The fiscal year 27 budget is including a transfer from the tourism fund to the general fund. This fund, tourism fund, is almost entirely funded through the city's hotel tax, and the hotel tax revenues are currently limited in the city code only for the promotion of tourism and conventions within the city, or to attract overnight non-resident visitor stays to the city. So to be able to complete the budget transfer, the city has to amend the code to allow the hotel tax dollars to be used for any municipal purpose. Josh can speak a little bit further if there's any questions.
Okay. Does anyone need to hear from Mr. Ray?
this is a clarification, and I'm asking this for my partner to the left. Is this only good for 1 year, or if we change this ordinance, it could be any year we could make this transfer?
This is a permanent change to the city code.
Permanent change, so next year, it could happen again.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Any other questions from council? Council, take your vote, please. Motion passes 4-2. We have now come down to any other business to come before the council. So, Mr. Dossi, you and your staff, any business to come before the council?
Give me one moment here,
All right.
Mayor. Let me get back to my other page. Just to let council know that all staff is attending training on human trafficking. That started last week. There's another session for us this week. My goal is that all staff is trained in this so that we can reach certification, and it is being put on by the Center of Abuse. Carol Myrna herself taught last week, and I've had some good feedback that people enjoyed the training sessions and learned a lot.
I went, and it was very good.
On May 2nd, Mayor, I don't know if you wanted to do this.
That's okay, you can say it.
But we're going to do a dedication. We have a podium that was donated on behalf of Bill Jansen, who was a former city clerk that served the city of Pekin for 40 years. That is at 11 a.m. here
11
at
a.m.
City Hall on, so that'd be on Saturday. And staff, myself, Josh Ray, and Mayor, and we're going to be attending Lobby Day in Springfield, and we're actually having meeting with some of the state elected officials on some of our issues, and meeting with people from, I believe, the governor's office and some other offices in regards to some of the things that are going on here in Pekin. So it was a positive thing for us last year. Epic kind of came out of that. We got to know the right people. We're meeting with the director of the DCEO again and continue those conversations and continue trying to move the city forward. That's all I have. I don't know if any other staff.
Can I add to the May 2nd? So this is his son, the city clerk. His son is coming. He's a judge out in Vegas, and he's coming, so that's why it's on a Saturday. Him and his wife. His mother played the organ at Congregational Church on Parkway, and he redid that also to give back from the family, to give back to the city of Pekin, a business in the city of Pekin. Any of the staff, if you've walked down by Mr. Dossey's office, you saw the podium. It really is beautiful. I guess I need to ask you, Mr. Viselli, if all of us are going to be there, do we have to open it like a regular meeting? We do? You will not be? Okay. Well, just give me 2 days to post something in case.
We'll post, I'll have Nicole
Post it in case?
post something.
All right, all right.
Just in case.
Yeah. And Mr. Jansen reached out to me, and he was very, very adamant that he wanted this done for his father.
So the only thing I have is to Mr. Johnson, if Matt wants to come in and have a sit down to try to go through his tax bill and get on an understanding, I'm more than happy to pull the team in to try to answer those questions. I'm also, he's reached out to me before, and it shouldn't be any different any other day. He can, more than happy to sit down and talk to him on these things. I just think there's kind of a misperception on like the truck and those things that we can clarify fairly easily.
Very good, thank you. I don't know if he's still here or he left, okay. All right, any other staff of yours?
I think that's it.
Mr. Nutter? Nothing. Ms. Phillips?
Just a couple of things quickly. Number one, I had an occasion to interact with one of our local patrolman officers recently, and I'd like to give Seth the credit he deserves for having a very well-run police department, very courteous officers. I appreciate the interaction. I appreciate what you do. And I would like to talk again about the data center stuff briefly. Mr. Viselli, please correct me. My understanding is that where we're at right now, Dave was able to pull up a copy of the contract for us. The full run of extensions the potential buyer could possibly go through takes us through March 19th, 2027. And I read that on the contract, so that general idea, okay. Between now and then, at any time, they could go to the county and say, we want to do something here, will you zone it for us? Is that what they would do next? No.
No.
What would they do next?
That
Or
land
the
is not
city,
in
I'm sorry, I
county.
said
Yeah,
county.
the city.
I meant
No.
city.
That land is not in the county.
I know that.
I would,
Spoke.
Okay.
and then this is just a guesstimate,
Yeah.
but my hypothecation would be that they would, it's a fancy word, that they would file application with the city for rezoning. So as it currently sits, the property cannot be a data center because it's the way that it's zoned. Pursuant to state law, any property that's annexed comes in the most restrictive, the R1, the estate, that zoning district. It does not allow a data center in that zoning district. So if they wanted to go forward, they would file for zoning application with Nick and through Nick and his office, unless I'm mistaken. I am correct. And then there would be a notification provision. It would be out there, and there would be a binary decision, or one that comes with modifications. It would either be approved or rejected, based upon the rezone. The Illinois law goes into very specific factors. Let's call them the LaSalle factors. There's a couple more with the LaSalle factors relative to whether a property should be rezoned or not. And public input is very important at that point in time.
So I'm sorry, I misspoke. I did mean the city, not the county. So Nick would be the first one to know if they move forward, absent, just on a technical standpoint.
100%.
The process. And Nick, you promise that if you hear from them, you'll tell us right away?
Absolutely.
Okay. So our silence is because we haven't heard from them either. And I understand people are worried. I know they don't know why we don't say more about it. But hurry up and wait is one of the hardest things in the world to do. And that is where we're at with this right now. So we promise, if we hear from them, we'll let you know. And then, as I have said previously, I do think that we need to be very concerned about the proliferation of AI and data centers, but that prevention starts at home. And the only way we're going to keep these things from taking over the world is if we stop using them. So with all due respect to Cato the Elder, and furthermore, the Broligarchy must fall. Thank you.
Mr. Fletcher.
I have nothing.
Mr. Abel.
Two things. Those of us that participated and took stuff down to the city cleanup Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
Very well organized. And I thought what was neat is when you got done and they unloaded you, you pulled out, you went right through the middle of the street department and saw some of the equipment and some of the people doing what they were doing, and appreciate how big that department is. But I mean, the whole thing, I lined up in front of the old Wilson School.
Oh, wow.
And I was not very long and we were pulling in, so.
Very nice.
Well run, and I'm curious to hear the amount of tons they hauled away, because it was, and then second, I've had people ask, what's the update on the medical center? Any
Epic.
news?
Mr. Ray.
Yeah, I can answer that. So I'm in contact with Epic's chosen architect about once per month. Last month, they said that the corporate headquarters out of Singapore had asked for some changes to the Phase 1 plan, so they were updating their civil engineering plans and architectural plans, which they have not submitted yet, so it's not like they have to restart a plan approval or anything. But, any day, any week, they should be submitting plan sets to us and breaking ground this year. They have until the end of calendar year 2027 to have a certain number of employees hired in order to avail themselves of the state of Illinois incentives that they received.
Yeah, they asked for state of Illinois incentives, not here for the
Correct.
city of Beacon, yeah.
And one last thing, thank you to everybody for staying. Some people come, throw questions at us, and then leave, and 90% of the time, they get them answered before the meeting's over. So just appreciate you staying and hopefully get all your questions answered.
Thank you. Ms. Hoheimer.
I just want to say thank you to our police department, our fire department, and the ambulance service. I came upon an accident Thursday night a week ago. A 16-year-old little girl hit a guardrail. It was a horrible accident. I was the only one there. Did not know what was going on. I was afraid. I stopped my car. I jumped out, put my arms around her. She started to collapse. I laid her on the side of the road, heard the ambulance coming, heard everybody coming, and her car was demolished. And she was crying. She was frightened. Her phone wasn't working. That's one thing about cell phones laying there. When you're in an accident, they go flying, and that thing was just buzzing. It wasn't working at all. And she just kept saying, "Can you help me? Can you help me?" The fire department those guys are second to none. Wow, they're all doing their thing and they're hardly even talking to each other because everybody knows what they're doing, and it was like a well-oiled machine. Police officer that was there was absolutely professional. The ambulance people, everyone was so kind to this young lady. To me, it was so fantastic the way it was handled. And I just want to say thank you to all of you guys. You're awesome.
Well, you stole a little of my thunder because I was going to say thank you, Karen, for doing what you did to a young lady that was, all she wanted was her mom.
Her mom.
And Karen said, I'm a mom. I'll help you. So thank you very much. I'm sure you put a little ease to her. A little bit. And thank you to the fire and police departments. I've said it from day one, second to none. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. My annual appointments, I have had so many people reach out to me from all the committees that we have. So they will be made the first week in May. The podium, we will have the dedication for the Jansen family. But I also want to say thank you for everyone that reached out, no matter what organization you were with, or maybe just of your own. You helped beautify Pekin and picking up Pekin. So there was a lot of work done. It was wonderful, and I'd love to see it done more often because we do have a beautiful city, and it beautified it even more. So thank you. We are going to go into executive, but there will be no action taken as we come out. So for those of you who want to leave, get home before it storms even worse. I think we sat here through most of it. Have a good evening. Do we need a break? I don't think so.
We need to go.
Pardon me?
She's got to read it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Here, I'm so excited I look and I see it still says 6:52. Chair would entertain a motion for item 10, executive session.
Madam Mayor, I move that we move into executive session under 5 ILCS 120/2, subsection C, item 10.1.5 ILCS 122C2, collective negotiating matters between the public body and its employees or their representatives.
Second.
Motion made by Ms. Phillips and second by Ms. Hoheimer. Any questions? Council, take your vote. How was that for quick? Did everybody vote?
Thought I did. Yep, I did.
Oh, motion passes 6-0. Let's take 1 minute to gather our thoughts here and go into executive.
Yeah.
Are you